Hey, sports bettors. Happy Tuesday, April 9th. My name is Boyd. I teach beginner and struggling sports bettors how to use data-driven tools like OddsJam to identify positive EV bets and make profits in sports betting over and over again on kind of sort of a day trading basis where you're getting into markets and getting into wagers. Just you would a trader, just a day trader that you're finding value and moving on that value, which is a very, very fun thing to do when you can turn your passion to profit. So have a website, boyddavis.com, if you're interested in some of the consulting and coursework and education information to help you expedite your education. Stop over to the site and get in touch so we can help you out. All right, so those that are new to the channel, again, we go through some heuristics and some insights on how to use the tools, give you a handful of selections, a few picks here and there, but you're going to see in the video, there is a boatload of selections and a boatload of picks you can go through and really use on your own. So if you don't have the OddsJam tools, you got to get that done. You really need to get yourself signed up to have that available so you can make these decisions and make these positive EV bets. So go to OddsJam, make sure you use Boyd20, BOYD 20. It's going to save you 20% off your first 2 months of any of the packages. Come back here for the education. Happy to help you expedite that education here at the channel. Also, if you're in Colorado and you don't have SportTrade or Novig, they're two betting exchanges that are huge helps to do some sports day trading. So I'm going to leave the links down below. If you're a Colorado sports bettor, make sure you get on SportTrade and Novig. You get lots of value, lots of benefits for using the betting exchanges versus the regulatory sports books. All right, guys, as always, we kick it off here at the positive EV page, a positive expected value page. On the left-hand side, you're going to see the percent edge, the percent market edge in pricing. Nice numbers here, lots of things in the 4s and 5s. This one obviously stands out, seemingly a little bit of an error, but we're going to go ahead and extract and use this because, Bet Online is my true north. I use them quite a bit to identify value, and obviously the outlier here is it's a strange pricing thing. So we're going to open this event up and take a look at this best pricing. I'm still going to go ahead and play this at minus 140 at FanDuel on Victor under 5.5 because the other markets that I see here are clearly at this higher level of 4.5 and 5. I think that 5 is sort of a tweener number for the DFS sites. The parlay type sites, and then you see Pinnacle here also, different price, different level. So I'm going to go ahead and take this outlier price at the minus 140. Not totally in love with it, but I do think that it's good value. Checking some of my other fundamental statistics, I do believe this matchup is good as well. So for those reasons, I'm going to go ahead and hit this minus 140 at FanDuel for under 5.5. What is this? Rebound? No, assists. So we'll do the under 5.5 assists with Victor. So again, guys, if you're sort of new to the channel, what I do is go through the positive expected value plays and show you how to hunt, how to use the tools at OddsJam, and also show you some of the heuristics that I use in filters. Everyone always asks, "Hey Boyd, what are your filters?" I adjust and move it around quite a bit, but what my perfect situation is to find a wager, say minus 110. It's price say minus 110, low odds, minus 120, things like that. Right in these ranges, when I specifically have a market making sports book just like this, like Pinnacle, against a very public knucklehead book. So this is really a perfect scenario right here. The market width is a touch high, but as a player prop, I like to see this around 30 or less to be a really dream situation, but I'll take it. So this is really an ideal situation where I have the market making sports book, although it's not perfect because in my world I'd be a bet online market making line. Pinnacle's not bad. We're going to open this up against these guys. So Draymond over 19.5 PRA, points, rebounds, assists, a beautiful 4.04% edge in the market. And again, we're looking at Bet365. They seem to be a huge outlier here, right? So I'm going to hit this on pause and go over and hit this bet because you can see here Caesars minus 124, Bet Online minus 144, Pinnacle minus 150, and I'm buying it at minus 115 at 365. Holy shit. Even if this bet loses, this is how you buy. So even if this bet loses, which, don't feel like it will, but if it did, this is how you buy. This is how you do it. You do this as many times a day as you possibly can using these tools. And that's really what this is. It's using this tool to find your scenarios. And what I do is I teach a range-based or a rules-based sports betting investment strategy. And that's exactly what it is. You have your settings, you have your ranges, you have your odds targets that you're looking for, you have the criteria that you're looking for relative to a public book versus a odds making book. You have your percentage edges that you're looking for. So when it hits and meets all these criteria, you react on it, and then you weight it. You weight it either with the Kelly criterion on the risk factor for dollars of how much you wager, or sort of like the poker situation. If you feel like you're sitting there holding a minus 115 at a bet 365 when Bet Online's got a minus 150 and Pinnacle's a minus 160, I probably would bet up a little bit on that. So you're using your edge and maximizing your edge, and using all these tools to really do well. You don't want to have two odds making books pitted up against each other. So again, you're looking and using specific things on this chart or on this positive EV page for that specific reason. Another thing I would tell you is the market type. So certainly player props and alternative lines or derivatives, or things like first halves, first quarter, third quarter, things like that, where it's on a mainline full game bet. You're going to have a lot more variance and pricing diversity. So those are going to be easier targets for you to find. You will have a little bit more issue relative to limiting issues with those markets, but you won't be able to get as much in potentially. But if you spread it out and diversify and have a number of sports books you can offset this at, you can really get down, as much as you want or as much as you need to for these various things. So again, just hunting through this, when I give you a couple of picks, it's great. But, as you can see here, there's a ton to choose from. And that's going to take some time to go through and really, assess each one of these to see if it meets your criteria. So again, I usually start at the top, work my way down. Some markets, I'm not a big assist guys, but, I will open this up and take a look. So let's see what the pricing issue is. Saying plus 110 at 365. Again, let's see the direction. If we have any Bet Online directions, flat. So it's not showing anything right now. Again, obviously that would be the best price if it's even still there. So again, you may want to take note and come back later in the day, which again is what I'll do, is a couple hours before tip off, before puck drops, I'll come back and I'll do some follow up on maybe some games that I didn't pull a trigger on earlier in the day. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll go back and offset or hedge a bet that the line moved completely in the opposite direction for me on. So, that's something you can do. Two public books here, done really well at both of these. So, kind of hard to tell. Plus you got Pinnacle and Bet Online sort of at a coin toss on both sides. So not really seeing, unless we see any chart action. Again, not really seeing any chart action on the odds jam charts here. So it's kind of strange. Maybe it's just not coming through. And I like to see some pricing momentum before I pull the trigger on some of these. So again, this is how you look at the positive EV page. Use that advice. I'm going to jump over to the low hold page, and we'll wrap it up at the odd screen. So I mentioned the low hold page. I like the low hold page a lot, and I've found a lot of value with the low hold page. So low hold is basically when you see 0% low hold, which is not quite at zero, but it basically means each side is exactly alike. So this one's actually, I don't know how you don't get any closer. So you have plus 173, minus 173. You have equal and opposite sides. So minus 3.5, plus 3.5. What I like to do though is I like to use this odds making book and compare it with a public book. So this is a bet that I like. Again, it's also in that price range, that minus 110. So here we can see circa minus 110, 110. This is on a mainline bet, so it's Spurs minus 3.5. So I'd probably lean more towards Pinnacle for something like this, see if they have any chart action. No pricing or chart action, which is kind of strange this morning. So again, initially, if I'm buying it for 9 cents cheaper than what they're offering, that's always a good sign. They're also at minus 110, so it's nothing great there. So this is a very minimal situation. What I typically find here, guys, so I typically discover is that they might be at minus 120, they might be at minus 128, and the next thing you know, I pick it off at minus 110. With these guys. I like the Novig betting exchange. It's a betting exchange here in Colorado. I'm going to leave the links for you down below to get signed up. Betting exchanges are typically going on probabilities and not necessarily some of the other ways that they manage sports books. So you can get a lot of information from Sport Trade and from Novig, is the betting exchanges here in Colorado, based on the pricing. I think it really helps give you direction on pricing. So that's another tip to use. So again, I'm going to go through here and just kind of pick these all out based on the pricing scenario, based on, again, like I love seeing this. Bet Online against MGM, player prop. All right. Let's open this up and just take a quick look. I'm frustrated I'm not seeing any chart action, but because minus 138. All right. That's the true north. This is an outlier price at minus 110. Easily by far the best price. So under 1.5 bases. I hate this market, but when they're priced at the minus 138 and I got Pinnacle, coin toss, again, that's not telling me much on the charts today. But I do like this minus 138 price. So that would be an indicator that I would go make a move, even at 108 at Caesars on this under 1.5 Torkelson. So I'm not, again, thrilled about that particular market, but something to definitely consider. And that's how you do it. I mean, you go through another one. Here we go again, rebounds. Bridges under 8.5 at MGM. Let's see what Bet Online. They're kind of a coin toss, so nothing major there. But again, this is what you do. You see that they're at minus 128, so they clearly have got some action and doing some things. Again, don't know what's going on at OddsJam, but the pricing charts are not up. So I'm going to probably just chill for a little while and see if that gets remedied at the very end. Let's pop over to the odds screen. The odds screens are something that I have in front of me right before tip-off, puck drops, kickoff, whatever the case, because about an hour or two before these events, you really see the pricing light up like a Christmas tree. And so what that does is the color codings here, guys, give you the indicator of the pricing change in the market. So, for example, this 29 seconds ago, 30 seconds ago, was at +2. So now it's going to +2.5. So it's telling you the direction of the market. And that was at +2 minus 108. Now it's at +2.5 minus 112. So it's giving you some direction there. This red is telling you that 10 seconds ago, it was at 12.5 minus or +102. Now it's +103. So it's slowly telling you the direction of the market. And if you hit the button on the pricing on the sports book, it's going to open up the history here, the line history. So this, again, opened up about 14 hours ago. And it was down at this price point where now we're at +12.5. So we were at 10. Now it's at 12.5. So it's telling you that, you can see the history here. First opened up as at 10. This line's gone from 10 to 12.5. So in theory, it looks like it may be a Pacers blowout. In theory, the way that the odds and the lines are moving, because you started at -10. And at that point, what's another 3 points once you could have a, kind of a blowout game? So considering that might be the case, and that's how you would read that chart. But you can pull this open for Pinnacle. OddsJam has their lines out. I always like to do that. You can see the color codings here. We're getting some pricing action, some pricing movement in this Toronto game. So it's definitely going, if you had the Pacers at -10, 11, then, you got in before you see the pricing changes. So you can see these numbers here, anywhere from 11.5 to 13. Pretty wild. But this odds screen is awesome because it's real time. And it tells you the direction of the markets, gives you best odds. And the sports books here is Sporttrade and Novig, the two Colorado betting exchanges. Again, I'll leave links down below. They're outstanding to use. They're fun to use for day trading sports. And you have your public books. You can pick on them. Definitely picking on them. I like to use Circa. Mainly, they're a strong odds-making book. So again, you're using these mainly for your sense of north, and you're using these for your sense of go bet money. And you can change all these here in the drop down. There's literally close to 200. I have about 17 just in my little list, but you can certainly pick and choose your list as well, and put this in the settings. The last thing I'll tell you about the odds screen is you have your markets here. All your markets, your player prop bets, your anything and everything is in here. So if you want to go to PRA, you hit this button. It's going to take away the mainline bets here, and it's going to take this all to the points, rebounds, and assist market, which is really cool because you can get best odds and take a look at the market, right here, right now, based on pricing. And so what you can do here as well is you can go down and just say, okay, where's Bet Online? And if you see that they're at a -124 and you got these guys at a -105, that's a good indicator that this is an outlier at a good price, -105 best price. So you can check the best odds, best price. And if you're comparing it with an odds making book, you can do some of your positive EV betting right in here, especially if you're looking for a very specific bet, a very specific player, a very specific player prop. You can definitely just expedite and go right to it. And again, all the markets are in the drop down here. So if you want to switch this over to assists or rebounds or points or whatever, and not PRA, you can go to any of these markets and use that tool. All right, guys, there you go. There's the tips and the tools and the heuristics and some methods and all the different sports picks you can see here going on. We're doing this all day, every day, so there's a lot to it, and it's not difficult, but if you don't know what you're doing and don't know how to hunt and use the tools, you can definitely get a little bit lost. So again, leave any insights or questions down below. Appreciate you stopping by. Let's go make some mathematical money.